Hey, welcome to the Brian Clifton Mercedes channel. Today I'm going to talk about the ignition and replacing the ignition cylinder for the key. If you have an older Mercedes, then definitely you've seen your keyhole look like this, where um, this is poking through a piece of plastic. There's a piece of plastic usually around there, and sometimes the key can get stuck. And so, these cars are definitely getting older and older. My car is 36 years old. So as you go and put the key in, there's times where you can't turn it to position one, and then you got to give it some muscle, like, you can actually get the car stuck where it's not going to be able to turn anymore. And that has to do with the parts inside just being worn out, or it's not lubricated, basically the tumblers inside. And so these parts definitely do wear down over time. And so it's a pretty good idea to replace this, and it's pretty easy to replace this. I just wanted to show off. And if you're looking in the book, you're going to find it under section 46. This is steering, which kind of doesn't make sense for replacing the lock, but because it is the steering lock, that's why it's there. So when you go to look for the ignition switch replacement, and you go to look for removal of this piece, and you go to look for removal of the lock, you're going to find it under steering. Looking in the book, you could see the special tool, and so I got this tool from, it's by Baum Tools, and I got it from Auto Haas AZ. Pretty standard, but here, if you look at how you can make the tool, that is captured in the manual. So they're saying you need a total length of 300 millimeters. You have at the top 20 millimeters here, and at the bottom 70% angle. So if you do look at the tool, and I don't know if this will focus very well, but you can see, yeah, right there, it's got a little slant to it. So some people use a coat hanger, but I just wouldn't do that. That's not a good one. It's way easier to use the tool. The tool is about $20, and basically it goes in these two holes right here. Now you can't push it in until you have your key in there. So you go ahead, push your key in, and then you put it at position 1. Okay, right there. Now these parts are not going to line up completely right, so you might have to just jiggle it around, get it to line up. So let me get those. Yep, there we go. So it went in enough. And then when you push it down, it's going to push these pieces here. There's one on each side. They kind of look like this. Here's one of them. And it's over a little notch in the black piece. And when you push this down, it's going to pull it in, let you take this collar off. So you go ahead, push it in. You can hear it click when you do it. I'll do that again. Okay. And at that point, you can just pull this off. The whole thing comes off. And then you can kind of see in here, this side is broken, but over here you can see this one. Here's that little piece that holds. So when you push the tool in, it's pulling that in. And then there's a groove on here that kind of holds it in place. So once you get that, pull your tool up. You can just kind of like hold a part of this key to get it turned so that you can turn it and take the key out. Okay. Yep, so I got the key out, and you can pull this out of here. And then this is the piece that you can actually buy, and they still sell it for Mercedes. And so when the key is just in here straight up, you can see what turning it to position 1 lets you do, and why you have to turn it, and get it, mess around, get it exactly. So see how it goes through here, and then that pushes. So basically, here's the new one. The new one comes with a key. And so this is one of the parts you have to provide: driver's license, proof of registration, the mileage. Basically, you have to create a repair order with a service advisor at the dealership. You have to do it in person. And so the part number is right here. It's a 126 part number, but this does work for the 124. And in my case, because the key does get worn down over time, I wanted to get another key too. So I just got another spare key. So I have 2 brand new keys. Extra key, here's the part number for that. So I paid just over $100 for this whole cylinder, and then the key itself was $30. So not bad at all. And when you go to put this back, this is a little bit tricky, but just kind of doing this demo before we do it for real. You're going to have to put the key into the locked position, and then there's a little white notch right in there. And then if you look here, there's a little arm, and that arm is going to need to go and touch that notch. So it's going to go in there like this, and just kind of push the center in so that the center's in all the way. And then you can push that. When you have it correctly, the Mercedes symbol is over here, which actually inside the car is going to go this way. So here the Mercedes symbol will be on the left. This goes into your steering column. And then the thing you just have to watch for is if the positions are showing correctly. So here, position 0. And it's not perfectly lined up, but then I have a position 1 right here. You can barely see it. And then this is the position 2. So looks like I put it in there correctly. This is from a 400E, 1993. So this has something that my car doesn't have, so it may look a little bit different. When you're at the junkyard, there's this extra cable you have to go. It comes from the transmission, and you have to disconnect this cable. Basically, it's like a safety feature. I think you have to be in park in order to take your key out. So mine does not have that, so these are a little bit different. So yeah, let's go ahead and try this on the real thing though. Okay, so I'm in my car now, and this is the part that can be scary if you're driving your car, is if you're not able to turn it into position 1, which would happen after the car's old, it has a lot of wear on it. Yeah, you can get in some trouble there. You might have to drill out the pieces. I'm going to start by just going ahead and putting the key in. And then I'm going to put this into a special tool into the pieces to turn it to position 1. Okay, kind of wiggle it around so it goes through. Okay, finally got it in here. I can feel the click. Now I'm going to go ahead and just pull this straight out and see if it comes out. Yeah, I'm going to have to take out this piece first. So yeah, when you go at your trim, you're going to have to get that out first. So you just want to be trying to do the prying on the left-hand side. You got your two tabs on the right-hand side. You can see I've already fixed that one before. And then those kind of come out to the left. So I'm going to go ahead and take this trim piece off, and then now that you can actually properly see this, you can pull this straight out. So just like the demo. Okay, so here, take the tool out, and then I'm just going to hold this so I can take the key out. Got the actual key out. Here's the old junked piece that we don't need anymore. Here's the new piece. Go ahead and take the key out, put it through like that, and then turn it so that, there we go. The key is in the actuated position. So I think this is a good trick. You can actually just have the assembly and then push the tool through it, and then it should be in position 1. And then when you go to put it in, you can just line up the channels in there and it should just push right on. And if you look really carefully, you can kind of see one of those feetsy pieces right there. That's one of those locking bits that holds the collar on. And there's one up there too. So just like the demo. With mine, I didn't have the markings lining up right. And that caused a lot of grief, but I finally got it on. So, you know, position 0, position 1, position 2. And so definitely after you get it in there, you want to turn your car on, make sure it works. All right, so we're good. Then you can put your trim piece back on and call it good. And that's it. So everything's put together, everything's working okay, and I have my old piece here. I still have the original key with the red dot on it. A lot of the older ones had that for the master key. And then basically, this is just what you get now, like a newer key. And then they had a valet key that's oval, and the valet key doesn't have the groove on it, and so you can't open the glove box or the console storage box, because the key just physically won't go in. But yeah, so that's how to get your ignition lock replaced. And it's great that this part is still available. I got to work with Mercedes at Chandler and it was super easy. Part came in 2 days. I just went and picked it up, and you saw the video. It's pretty easy. So thanks a lot. Take care. See you later.